Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Uselessness faction and the WWE Champions community server proudly brings to you the Road Dogg, Eric Kong, at later in this interview, and the man that knows no boundaries, Popart Joe. And it's your boy, the mouth of the South, Jarv Nation. And if you're not down with us, we got 2 words for you. And that sucks. That's the 2 words. We're going to keep it PG. Right now, I have the man himself, Popart Joe, with me at this moment. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Look, Eric Kong is going to be coming on later in this interview, and I want to go ahead and get this thing started. Popart, what is the origin of your name? Because Popart, that's your actual in-game name, or is that just the Discord?
Yeah, so Popart Joe is my actual in-game name, and it's kind of it was a weird time. So about 2 years ago when Champions was first at the worldwide release, was on an Instagram kick, and I had created an Instagram page to do pop culture inspired drawings, and decided on the name Popart Joe, not thinking that 2 years later I would still be linked to that name because of a WWE Candy Crush clone.
Oh, well, is that like the main reason, or is that how you were able to get into Haven? Do you have your own story, I guess you'd say, of how you came along into Haven? Did you just start out there, or where were you originally?
So my journey in WWE Champions started in a faction called Adamberg that was created by a guy named Adam, who was a fan of Goldberg. I was there for probably the first couple months I played the game, not really knowing what was going on. Eventually made my way to faction called Legends Wrestling with a great group of folks: Mies, Diggs, Glasshole,
Glasshole,
Twitch.
classic.
Yeah, so it was a good group of guys stuck around there. We were number 7 in the faction feud back then, so it was a pretty exciting time for us. Eventually joined up with Why So Serious. About a group of 15 of us left Legends Wrestling to join Why So Serious. Worked our way up into the leadership there, Mies and I, and then eventually left Why So Serious as soon as we kind of started trying to adopt the execution model of rotations. And we went out and started our own thing called Outlaw Legends. That ultimately led us to Haven when we realized it was too hard to try to find enough competitive players on our own. So we merged with Haven back in April of this year and been there ever since. Pretty happy with it.
And that seems to be a lot of the problems with these factions, and we're kind of seeing that too with Uselessness. Is you get up there at a competitive state, but then it's just like, for some reason, everybody, I guess not everybody, but most people come in and they just kind of expect you to maybe pick up their slack if they don't feel like doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you don't have a solid 100 people working hard, it's really, really difficult to be competitive nowadays. There's so many competitive factions out there that it really takes everybody trying to work in the same direction.
Now, since you're in Haven now and you've been in there a while, because since you told me we were a part of Why So Serious at the same time, I know that's been about 8 months, correct?
Yeah, we've been in Haven for a while now.
What's like the history? Have you learned any of the history of Haven or anything like that?
Yeah, I have actually. So it's Haven has kind of an interesting story. It was started really back in the early days of the game. A group of guys who were all together in Drinky Clan, which was actually the number 2 faction in the world for a good long while at the start of the 6 months or so. So a small group of 10 guys in Drinky Clan weren't really pleased with the way things were going, and they decided to start out on their own and created a faction called Divine Judgment. And that was a group that included some guys who are still associated with Haven and have moved on to other factions. Some have retired from the game, but it's guys like Luda, Rated R, J Mel's, Skinny Dallas, Joe Candy, Nord, Travis a little bit, and so they all left Drinky Clan, started up Divine Judgment, and did that for a little while.
Real quick, I got a question. Drinky Clan, is that the Drinky Clan Elite, or was this completely different?
What's that?
Was Drinky Clan Elite, or was that a different?
I think it was just Drinky Clan. I don't think it
Okay,
was Drinky
okay,
Clan
all right,
Elite.
all right.
No, Drinky Clan. So I don't know if you know Drinky, but Drinky was a guy who played the game for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I was asking, because I remember seeing like a Drinky Clan Elite, and I remember seeing Drinky, and I think I was actually in a Drinky Clan Elite, but I
very
didn't
few
know if that
factions.
I didn't know if that was the same one. It's like instead of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, it's 6 degrees of Joe.
Back in the day. So it was the very first one. So those that same core group of guys really stuck together, and through a variety of name changes. Haven, started out as a single faction, just doing, trying a core of guys who enjoyed playing the game and working together and trying to create a family environment. And that eventually grew. They created the Sanctuary as a sister faction, and, had some fun with that for a while. Really started merging with other factions back in February of this year. And that first kind of big merge was with the Misfits faction, which was a, top 15 faction at the time. 2 months later is whenever my path crossed with Haven. We merged Outlaw Legends with Haven. Since that time, we have added, let's see,
Probably
we have
4 other ones.
What's that?
I said feels like 4 or 5 other ones.
No, I don't think it's that many. I'm trying to think now. So we've got Haven, we had Misfits, we had Outlaw Legends, and we had Sanctuary. And then we also had our Oasis faction, which was really meant to be kind of like a retirement, take a break spot. So we had kind of 5 somewhat active factions. But then recently, of course, we have had a pretty large merge with the Last Legion.
Yeah.
And we've added, about 300 players to the family through that. And 2 of their factions are now in the Haven family.
Now, being that all that is happening, what do you think? And plus, you're on the council, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So that's kind of one of the things that I think makes the Haven family so special. And when Haven was first started as Haven, they actually had a vote amongst everyone to create a council, and Luda was actually the person who was voted to be the leader of the family. And since then, that council has grown to, we're now 13 members. But the council basically decides everything. If you think about kind of the way the U.S. government works, the council would be like the legislative branch.
Yeah.
So making the rules. And then we have our guides who kind of execute things at the faction level. So they're kind of like our executive branch. But we vote on everything, whether it's, our vacation policy or new members. We vote on every single individual recruit who comes in the family. So we evaluate their roster, we interview them, we look at their scores. And it's really having that many people involved in the decision-making process really helps to kind of eliminate some of the ego that can go into this faction business, and really helps to kind of lend some stability to what can at times be a very unstable environment.
Now, being that you just said that, it leads to my next question. What do you think is the hardest part now, being able to keep up Haven? I know it's completely different from when they started to what it is now. Is there something that you've seen that's harder than something else in the faction to keep it at the level it is? Is it just the quality of people, or what?
I think it's just really kind of the age of the game at this point. It's becoming a challenge to keep people motivated to want to play at that elite level and try to score as much as possible. So that's really been the biggest challenge. And it's not so much a problem for Haven, because we have so many members that we're always going to have.
You're always going to have
people.
a good 100 like ready to go.
And we generally always have a solid 300 people or so. It's really just the fringes where it becomes a challenge. And then, so we really have to work hard to keep the entire family motivated. And of course, some people, the be all end all for the game is not the feud. We have a lot of people in the family who don't want to play the faction feud anymore, and they hang out in our lower factions.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about Haven, it's 100% transparent score-based placement. So whether there's absolutely zero favoritism. Everybody on the council, there are no guaranteed spots in Haven. We all for our spot in Haven. Haven is the top 100 scores in the family. The Last Legion now is the next 100 scores. Misfits is the next 100, and so on and so forth.
Now, do you feel like the direction of the game, because it's changed a ton just in the last 6 months, let alone this last year. Do you think the direction of the game is going in a good direction or a bad direction? And And what would you rate it as far as 1 to 10, 1 being worst, 10 being the best?
As far as a rating would go, I'd probably give it about a 6 right now. I really wasn't a fan of the perks that we had to deal with in the last few. It's kind of a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also not a huge fan of going the direction of having us rent characters. It started out with the King of Kings Triple H, and now we've got DX Triple H and DX Shawn Michaels. So I don't really like the idea of investing in a character, and then if I stop paying my monthly bill for that character, I no longer have access to it.
Yeah.
But in general, I really like there's a lot of variety of characters now. For a while there, it was like, everybody was really leaning on Stardust for everything.
Or Stardust, ADR, people like that.
Right, exactly. Now there's a lot more variety, so it makes it more interesting in feuds.
And that's kind of my thing too with that whole renting. Yeah, it sucks. I feel like there might be a way they could tweak it to where if you had the subscription for a certain amount of time, you could just get it permanently. You know what I mean? I feel
almost like a rent-to-own situation.
Yeah, and even if it's something like 8 months, you're still giving them that option if they want to go for this long. It's almost like they're rewarding you for being that loyal subscriber to them.
Yeah, exactly.
About the only good thing I can say though is I don't know if you've played with them yet or not, but they're definitely above average when it comes to gameplay. Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I mean, I actually felt so much better about I can spend my money and get these guys while I'm subscribing instead of this showboat Triple H over here who can't even beat 7,000 talent Vince McMahon to get 100,000 coin.
Yeah, I know 100% I will not be hanging on to DX Triple H, but I might hang on to HBK. I haven't used him much. I did level him up for one of the coin events, but
now is there a reason why you're holding on to Shawn over Triple H?
Yeah, he's significantly cheaper.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got you. Touche.
I don't know that I want to sign up for $50 a month in perpetuity.
Yeah.
I think I can swing. I'm okay with $20 a month, but $50 a month I think is starting to press it.
Well, since we're talking about the price and superstars, can you give me your favorite superstar in the game right now?
So the guy that I use the most is probably Zombie Brock, because I really get to save health packs by using him.
Yeah.
He's definitely not the most interesting character to use. I don't know that I necessarily have a favorite. I did actually enjoy one aspect of the invasion mode, and that was the fact that it made me use people that I would never otherwise use, and I really got to have a lot more variety of gameplay.
Oh yeah.
It's not to say it was a good mode by any means.
It was a little
really
flawed.
a health pack drain, but
oh yeah. Oh, we only thought, when you look at it in comparison to the invasions, this past Perks feud really wasn't that bad.
Exactly.
You know.
That's true.
Is there a least favorite? You've got to have a least favorite in this game to play with.
Not necessarily to play with, but I would say definitely my least favorite to play against is Eddie Guerrero.
Oh gosh, man.
He's an absolute nightmare. And I don't have him. If I had him, he'd probably be my favorite to play with.
Yeah, hey, I completely agree with that. And something else that I find is just ridiculously annoying is the fact that so many people have Andre the Giant, and now they have switched from using Dolph Ziggler and Sting to just using Sting and Enzo. So now these mother freakers are getting a lot of times turn 2 or 3 submission move on Andre, and you want to talk about just a absolute nightmare to go against. It's like him, Eddie Guerrero, the Dead Man. The Dead Man can make you go on forever. It feels like it makes you want to be a dead man. I remember I used my 3-star gold ATG. It took me 21 minutes to defeat a 4-star bronze Undertaker, and I honestly wanted to just throw my phone out of my house. It was just such a bear. But
yeah, it becomes a nightmare. If they hit the submission move, then you're basically in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
You can somehow manage to keep them from getting to it, then it's manageable. But
now
it's definitely a challenge.
My last question on this one is there a person you like to see in the game that's not there already. Don't matter if it's male or female.
One guy I would like to see that I seriously doubt will ever actually make it in the game is probably CM Punk.
Oh yeah,
I think he'd be solid.
now if I have a good feeling that if he did ever decide to let them have a what do they call it, a legends contract, if he does end up signing on doing something like that, I think he could probably get in, because clearly his MMA career was not what it should have been.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely faced some challenges outside WWE, but I don't know. There seems to be a whole lot of bad blood between not just him and Vince, him and Triple H. So I think the chances of us seeing CM Punk in the game are probably pretty slim. But yeah, with the Legends contracts, though, that probably means that we'll be seeing an appearance from Hulk Hogan at some point.
Got to. That should be ever since he got reinstated. It was right before WrestleMania, I think, right?
Yeah, I think he showed up at one of the shows. I want to say it was a Crown Jewel.
He was at the Crown Jewel doing the speaking, since John Cena and Daniel Bryan was like, no, we're not going. Which speaking of Daniel Bryan, what a way to just be like, oh hey, forget it, I'm not going to Crown Jewel, and then the WWE's like, oh okay, we'll just let you do a low blow to AJ Styles and win the championship. Like, that's a pretty decent turnoff.
Stick a belt on him for
congratulations. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm super glad you were able to come up on here, and Eric Kong is just about to go ahead and get up with us now. What about you, E?
I love the direction, but I think my viewpoint could be biased. As you asked about the last 5 months, I played it from the beginning, so I was kind of capped out. And unless if you brought out 4 stars, there's a lot of people that had no place to go. So I love that, it's just a whole new cycle. And yeah, at some point, gold will come out, and probably in the next year, will it go to 5-star? Probably. These online communities, it's always going to be cyclical, right? People are always going to be coming and going. Those leaving will always have the viewpoint that it's going to go down. There's nothing happening. Don't do anything. 6 months, the game's going to shut down. Those staying obviously don't have that opinion. And then, of course, you refresh the community. New people come in, people go. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Now, is there any suggestions that y'all would maybe try to get in the game if you had the chance? They were just like, hey, E, hey, Joe, whatever y'all think needs to go in, y'all go ahead and do it. And they'd actually say it would stick around. What would y'all pick with something like that?
I know exactly what I want based off of the last feud. I have no problem testing out new perks or new items. But if it's on the community to test it during that test period, I want to see unlimited heals across the board, nonstop. Nothing should come out of our stock. If we're testing for you, compensate us back for that time. Otherwise, run that crap on your own server.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. It's kind of absurd to be taking out a 300 talent fodder character, and it's costing me $10,000 to $15,000 or $10,000 to $15,000 in HP. It's just pretty absurd.
Yeah. Oh, and the worst part was, I bet it was. I think the first match, I think I did 29 health packs, and then from then until probably the 9th or 10th feud I was in, it was a constant at least 18 to 24 health packs each time. And I was like, holy crap. I mean, I was eating them like I was a meth head. You know what I'm saying? It was ridiculous.
I ran a full roster once, and once it hit 80 HP, I was like, forget it, half roster.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if y'all had any of this problem, but I know for some reason, and especially now, my game is still doing it where I'll be playing and then it'll just cut off. And, you got a 4-star, has 195, 230 health, and then it drops down to 10K, and just like, well, what the dump am I supposed to do?
Agree. It happens here too.
Now, with that perks thing, what was the worst one y'all hated you or disliked?
The only one I hate, man. I loved that reflect, but I hated it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, man. that it was just enough to make you cuss.
Yeah, because I had to sit there and wait 4 turns before I could do anything. All you're doing is delaying the damn game.
Oh yeah, and you know I was matter of fact, I think I was talking to a buddy of mine. I think it was yesterday about it, and I told her, I said, look, it took me freaking 25 minutes with my 3-star gold Andre to take out a 4-star bronze dead man. And I mean, dude, you want to talk about watching a snail fight?
Yeah, not interested enough.
No. And I was just sitting there the whole time saying, I did something wrong and I'm just paying for it and I need to figure out what it was. Now, if you could rate the direction that we're going in right now with WWE Champion, 1 to 10, how would you two rate it?
I'm assuming this is including all that new VIP stuff that's been released in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Let's use that.
I'm gonna go with 7.5.
Ooh, that's pretty strong. That's like Dancing with the Stars next round kind of strong.
Yeah. Well, I'll back why I feel that way if you want. Papa, what do you think, man?
And you know, I haven't actually even done any of the stuff with the VIP yet because I don't even think I've actually logged into the game today because I worked all day and then hopped on here to listen to this podcast. So
yeah, now you're on it.
What?
How VIP is going to impact that with the whole, I know I definitely will not be hanging on to Triple H. I may keep the pack on what his moves look like. But in general, my rating of the game, I'd probably say, a 6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think could be a little better, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that's still great and it's still a fun game. I still play it every day. So,
except today,
I will eventually as soon as I get off here.
Okay. Now, why, Eric, did you say the 7.5? Like, what got you excited?
I love the new direction. I think, with this whole VIP thing, because that's the biggest talk right now is this VIP. I think it boils down to price. Like, assuming if we all start an agreement that not everybody's going to get everything, I agree with how a lot of people feel right now. The whole concept of this VIP thing, extremely pricey. So let me toss out, what if it was 5, 10, or 25? Would the opinion change? If not, what if it was 237? What if it was 125? What's that magic number? And when you have a community this large, the number's never going to be liked by the majority. But we got to step back for a second. The top tier of any tier structure is designed for the minority. The majority is not supposed to like it. It's not intended for them. So back to that concept of price, as it stands now, it's $20 a week for everything. If that's in your ballpark and you could take, a lighter and light up a 20 every single week and have fun with that, awesome. Congrats. You're in the minority. If $20 a week for you, if that's out of the ballpark, no worries, man. There's still fun to be had on what you have. Focus on what you got. I'd encourage everyone out there, please voice your opinion to Scopely. But for the love of God, let's unite together as a community. Stop with the bashing of each other over it. Stop the negativity towards each other. People ask me all the time what I think about it. What I think about it's irrelevant. Your house, your dog, your spouse, your car, your money. You want to know how I feel about it? I don't. All those things have one thing in common. You, not me.
Facts. I felt like I was listening to a sermon there for just a second.
That was pretty good, actually.
So, I mean, when are you when are you actually gonna run for office?
I don't run for offices, man. I travel the country. I work for the greatest insurance company in the world, Geico Insurance. I train and open new offices all around the country every single week.
Boy, oh boy, the Geico, get more for your money.
You know it.
Isn't that what Kanye said?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, this is the part of the podcast, which, by the way, if I'm thinking right, you had an interview a little while ago with another couple guys, right?
Yeah, Big Papa and Gerson.
So literally, what you're saying is you went from playing in an NBA stadium to now you're in a middle school in a middle school. So I just want to say thank you first off. That was
everybody. Hey, in my book, we're all equal. We're all trying to do the same thing. What's that? We're trying to be a part of the bigger thing. Look, get in where you fit in, wherever that is. You're part of the community.
there it is. Now the shotgun questions. I don't know if you heard it with Davey and Big G Man, but this is 2 questions, or I'm going to give you 2 options. You have to pick one of them, and it's going to be for both of y'all. Now, here's the kicker. You only got 3 seconds to choose the answer. Anything over 3 seconds, the only penalty you have to pay is a 10 million feuder has to come over for the next feud. That's it.
Hysterical.
Easy enough?
Yep.
Okay. All right. First one, we're going to start off real light. PS4, Xbox One.
Like, what do we have or what do we prefer?
What would you prefer?
PS4.
PS4.
PS4. What's up with you? People be hating on that Xbox One, man.
I don't have it, man. The only game I'd play would be God of War.
I have both, but I play PS4 more because it is in my bedroom and not my living room, and I spend too much time laying in the bed playing PS4.
And, think about what I just said, right? I travel through a different city every week. I can't play console games. Thank God mobile games are around and live and well.
Now, I do remember a time where people would used to carry around their big, bulky Xboxes to the airports, like the little kids, and try and hook it up to the televisions up there.
Yeah, I'm way past that.
I could see that would be a pain in the butt. What about real football or European football?
Real football.
I don't watch sports.
You what?
I watch wrestling. I guess I watch lacrosse. That's it.
Now, Joe, you know what real football is, right?
Yeah, the only football there is. I don't know what any other football would be.
The N mother effing L.
Yeah, I mean, there's NCAA too, but yeah, real football.
Well, look, that actually brings me to my next question, and so I could put this towards you too, E. If you like to watch lacrosse, do y'all like to watch in the sport that y'all prefer? Do y'all like to watch the professional or college?
Professional. I stream my hometown team online every single game still.
Prefer to watch professional, but I think it's more fun to attend a college game.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you're paying about a third of the price.
Yeah, there's that.
The national lacrosse team, in all fairness, only has like 9 teams.
Well, it doesn't matter. Look, they got a National Cornhole Association. You think there's
That's right.
teams there? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yep.
Another thing, if you like to stream something, Eric, you need to watch the goddamn the Ultimate Frisbee League. Have y'all seen that?
Nope.
Oh,
I haven't.
Holy crap. Y'all, when y'all get about 10 minutes, y'all need to look at that stuff. If you watch ESPN or something, there's always a top play on there about every week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Them dudes, I mean, they lay out for no reason. I swear they're probably only getting paid $800. I swear they are, but they're just laying out. Now, do y'all prefer dogs or cats?
Cats.
Dog.
Cats. Now, this is interesting. Why a cat, Eric?
I've had cats my entire life. All my tattoos, besides my wedding tattoos and family crests, are all the cats that I've previously had. Interesting. I'm definitely allergic to them. So is my wife, but we currently have 2, and we'll always have 2.
Now, Joe, you said dog.
Yes.
What's your fave, man?
I have 4 Rottweilers. So, well, not necessarily my favorite. It's my wife's favorite. So that's what we have.
Good decision, sir.
Yep.
So what you're saying is y'all always have the last word, and it's yes, dear.
That's right.
Okay. Now, this one's a tough one, so I'm probably going to be getting 2 or 3 people for the next few. Harry Potter or Harry Styles?
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Potter.
Harry Potter. He could probably Espelioso style somewhere. I'm sure that actually was literally too easy for y'all. What about WWE champions or actual WWE on television?
Oh, that's a real good one, actually. I'm going to go with champions currently.
I feel the same way.
So, was it just was it just me, or did y'all see that thing that happened on SmackDown?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It's sad that it happened. Things happen. I think like 20 minutes of the product each show is really good, but we haven't sustained that 20 minutes for the full 2 or 3 hours in a really, really long time.
I grew up in the Attitude Era, so I'm always going to
Everything's-
kind of feel like that was the best,
Yeah.
fortunately, for today's product. But it is what it is.
This is the thing, though. When up Attitude Era, it all came down to, it was just like Eric said, it was 2 hours, 2.5 hours of solid work. At least in my opinion, it was
Agreed.
solid. And now the way this thing has been built, especially over at Raw, about the only things you need to watch on Raw is if Seth Rollins or Dolph Ziggler's fighting, because they can just sell the pee out of anything.
Yep.
And you got a 3-hour show with an hour's worth of commercials and really only about one good match a night. At least with SmackDown, you have some comedic relief with either the New Day or something like that. Now, since I said that, would you rather watch Raw or SmackDown?
I'll go Raw.
I was SmackDown. I like AJ Styles. It's entertaining.
Ooh. Yeah, he can sell too. If he made Daniel Bryan look good, he can sell pretty good. What about Sonic or Mario?
Mario.
Oh
my gosh! What about a Dreamcast or a Sega Genesis?
Dreamcast.
Super Nintendo.
No, this you can't do that.
Dreamcast.
It was before its time, unfortunately. Like, it was
Agree.
a great system
Dreamcast
that could have stuck around longer.
And the one thing, and I always say it, that sticks out of my mind with Dreamcast is my buddy had one, and all we would freaking play is, hey, come on and get a little crazy taxi now.
Yeah.
You're like, I get to be a taxi driver. And looking back, I'm like, why did I get so excited about being a taxi driver? Clearly, it had to be above its time, before its time, to let kids enjoy that. Now, these two are gonna be tough. Okay, so get your thinking caps on.
Got it.
I believe both of y'all know these individuals, so we're gonna go Stu or Calvin.
Damn. Oh my God, that is a hard one.
I need some theater this next one, guys. That I had to pull out the big guns.
Yeah, that's my thing, is that I have no opinion of anybody else. I've interacted with both of Stu and Calvin. I've had positive experiences with everybody. I don't get involved in the hearsay of anything. I have nothing negative to say about anybody.
Oh, Eric's a much better guy than me.
What do you think?
But with that being said,
come on, throw it out, Joe.
You remember Farmageddon. Everybody remembers Farmageddon. And I was not smart enough to just constantly farm the very last level of hard and get those lock boxes and keep all my stuff. Mm-hmm. Because we love to blame Calvin for the end of Farmageddon, as untrue as that may be.
Now, I don't know if this happened to you, but when Farmageddon came about, I remember I was at work, and all of a sudden I started hearing my phone, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I look, and Stu has sent me 35 messages saying, bro, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? So I was able to get on about the last 2 hours of it. And, Scopely came back and they pretty much slapped us on the hand and was like, you didn't say the magic word.
Yep.
And, well, they ended up taking about 1.5 times the amount of stuff that I had actually gotten. And I was like, yo, there's no way on God's green earth or Vince's blue ring, however you see it, that I didn't have 6 million coins. I said, because now I ain't got but 1.5. They said, do you have a screenshot? I said, oh, touche.
Yeah, right.
When they said that, I was a little flabbergasted, but yeah, that brings up some good memories. Eric, do you remember about where you
Of
were at
course. 1,000% I remember. I have the best wife in the world. I explained what was happening. She switched seats with me. She drove for the next 6 hours so that I could farm vigorously. I lost a bunch of stuff as far as tokens. I got all right with the TP. They took way more tokens than they should have, but in the end, it is what it is. And move forward. I got my wife to thank for understanding. Thank the Lord. She has a degree in psychology and sociology, so she may not understand or appreciate video games, but she certainly knows that it's my outlet and stress relief, and she supports it.
That's a good woman.
Yeah.
And like you said, it definitely helps that she has that psychology degree, because she clearly knows what was going on through your head.
Yep. Just like during feud time, she knows. She's like, when's the next feud coming up? Because we plan separate things, man. She knows. She's like, are you going to go for it again, or what's your plan? Because if I'm going to play a straight 24, she actually, boy, I sound like a spoiled brat. She'll make the dinners and everything and bring them up. Granted, I take care of her during the week and stuff when I'm home. But she does everything to accommodate so that I can perform well. And I'm very appreciative of that.
Get you being a good performer when it counts.
That's true.
Oh, look. Here's the next one. G-Man or my beard?
Oh, that's personal opinions about people again. I don't do that. I'm a certified personal trainer. One of the things that bugs me more than anything is when somebody comments negatively on somebody else, whether implied or not. I am not a fan of that. You'll never see me write negativity or comment about preference over somebody or not anywhere.
Then how about who looks sleeker? How about that?
How about what?
I said, whose looks sleeker? How about that?
Whose beard looks sleeker?
Sleeker, yeah.
I'll let Joe answer.
I don't have an opinion. I'm gonna try to live my life like Eric Kong and be a positive person. So I am going to plead the fifth on this one.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell y'all his is a lot sleeker than mine, because I look like I just got out of the Alaskan bush after about 20 years. So she's like Hulk Hogan says, running wild.
Nice.
It's No Shave November, so it's the right time for it.
Yeah, I did see your picture, man. It looked real lumberjacky. I like that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The oil does wonders, but it's still, man, like, gee. And look, he swears up and down all he does is just when he gets out the shower, blow dries.
Go for it.
I said, there's no way. There can't be no way that happens. I get out of that daggum shower, dogs, and let me tell you, nothing can happen. Nothing can make this thing straight. It'll be straight for 5 minutes. That thing gets dry, and it looks just like it does. So, I figured I'd ask y'all. Now, y'all are both in the U.S. Currently, right now, where are you at? What state?
Great question. I am currently in Oregon.
You're in Oregon. Okay.
Now, upper left-hand side. I'm currently about to fly back to home in Virginia Beach.
Your home's in Virginia Beach?
Yep. I grew up in Buffalo, but now I live in Virginia Beach.
Now, what about you, Big Joe?
I'm in South Carolina.
Bro, we're not that far. I'm smack dab. I'm right there in between y'all. I'm in North Carolina.
Meet me up tomorrow at the Ted Constant Center for In This Moment and Hailstorm. Big metal show. I'll be there.
Where?
up in somewhere in Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yep.
Must be nice, man. If I'm not doing champions or working at the hardware store, I'm like doing stuff with my realting club. But I really do. That means a lot. You invited me. I really appreciate that.
Hey, it would be awesome. I throw open chat and stuff. If I'm traveling around the country, if anybody's there, I'd love to meet up, go to concerts.
Now, since I brought this up, you're in Oregon and live, and Joe, you're in South Carolina. And I feel like this is pretty good. Do y'all feel like marijuana should be legalized in all 50 states?
That one, a plant's a plant. What each state's going to do is up to each state. What people want to do is up to each person. It's another one of those things. Your decisions is about you. It's not about me.
Now,
I think if alcohol is going to be legal, there's absolutely no reason why marijuana shouldn't be legal.
I've been getting some inboxes saying that, yeah, it should be. And I kind of agree with it. Granted, I'm not the actual pothead, I guess you'd say, or heck, I've never even tried it. But I mean, I've always felt like, hey, if it's money to be made, why not let the government make it, since they want it every.
So the counterpoint, I guess, being on the insurance side of it, is I see the data in the states that have legalized it. It's not the kids that have increased the use. It's the adults that all of a sudden something that's been legalized is now not. So they're using it without being educated on it. The death toll for adults in states that have legalized it across the United States has increased 20 to 40%. And that's because there isn't really education around it right now. It's just been switched on. So from the human element of it, I personally think there needs to be more education and safety concerns about it for the general public before anybody goes flipping any switches. Don't have any opinion either way on what somebody does with their own time and what they use for their own relief.
Man, I don't know if this is a good time to say this, but I do have a cousin that's in the funeral business. So maybe I can prove him this data and let him know that.
Ouch.
Be like, look, you best be getting your legislators if you want to have a job for the next 30 years. Now, Tech Sean, and I threw this thing up on Reddit just to see what other people would say. And I really value you two guys' opinions because we've known each other for literally 45 minutes.
You know it.
I want to know, Tech Sean or Tech Triple H?
Bro, I got to log at it. If I'm not feuding, I don't think I get more than 30 to 45 minutes in on the game. I feel like I'm at that peaceful end game bliss. I play for fun when I want to. I grind when I want to. I haven't touched it yet today, brother. I don't even know what their specials or what their coaching abilities or anything are yet.
Well,
yeah, I'm in the same boat. I literally have not logged on the game yet.
It's a shame because even Davey D has seen these things before you. He's saying Tech Triple H. Now, when you log on to the game, I'll tell you this: they don't call Sean the Heartbreak Kid. They call him the Crossbreak Kid.
Well, I guess that tells us everything we need to know.
So, I mean, just going off, are y'all more of a wham bam, thank you, ma'am? Or are y'all more of a slower, methodical, don't it suck to be you that you're going against me kind of person?
I'm more of a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Unless if I'm off the game at home with my wife, I'm taking my time.
Oh, I think that was referencing to the game. Okay, what about you, Joe?
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to waste a lot of time. The faster you finish, you can get in when it comes to feud. So the quicker, the better.
Sounds like a college night. I hear you on that. Now, is there better trolling online or the in-game chat?
Definitely the end-game chat.
I don't dedicate any of my time or efforts or energy to any troll threads. I don't read through comments or any of that stuff. As soon as I see an inkling that it's gone south, I don't engage if it's lost my interest. There's going to be zero time spent. I could use that elsewhere, even if it's just chatting in game or chatting in our family chats, helping other people out, answering questions, or socializing. All of those to me have more value than even reading troll comments. If anybody, if that makes you happy, like trolling people, and that makes you happy, please troll me all day. It doesn't impact me. You clearly don't know me because I got a lot worse faults than what people post.
What about you, Big Joe?
Yeah, it's entertaining, in moderation.
Now, I don't know if y'all knew this, but a guy I believe y'all know, I believe his name is Mees. He can throw some pretty good stuff out there.
Yeah, he likes
Like
to pass
pay-per-view stuff. Yeah, man, he's killed it for us.
He'll throw some stuff out there, and he'll make you giggle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Now,
if you watch our interesting story about Mies, I was misinformed or misunderstood and thought he was a she. So if you watch our Shayna Baszler, our first Haven promo with her in it, she gives a shout out to all the Haven ladies, Mies and all the other ladies in the faction.
I thought you were trolling him when you did that.
I wasn't. It was an honest mistake, brother.
That's great.
Oh my gosh. Now, I wanna kind of switch this over, if you let me, to just a little more on y'all's personal side. Now, Eric, you said you do insurance, you travel.
Yes, sir.
Bob, you're doing visual art stuff, right?
No, actually, my job is I work for state government doing disaster recovery work. So people who are impacted by flooding or hurricanes, we rebuild their houses.
That's great work.
That's what you do full time?
Yes.
Man, how long you been doing that?
About 2 years.
Nice, dude. Now, so I mean, pretty much, does Eric give you your insurance?
No.
I don't hawk my insurance in game. All that stuff is separate. Work is separate from life. You got to have work-life harmony. Don't make the mistake of thinking work-life balance because that's a struggle. You got to have work-life harmony.
Now, I've heard that Eric, you do a little bit of your own website stuff too, correct?
The Haven Family site, havenfamily.net. It's a little side project just out there to originally started to showcase the guides that I wrote. And then I started finding accidentally like you and all these other content creators that were out there. I'm like, holy cow. It took so long to find how much good information is out there. There has to be a better way. So all I did was expand the site with the links that you guys are sending me. In an effort to really get the community to come together, share resources so we can grow together instead of growing apart. We all have one thing in common. We want this community to grow. We want it to be here for a while. And for the most part, we dislike Scopely. So let's unite under that and all have fun in the same time.
I'm telling you, dude, you missed being a politician.
I do fine as an insurance trainer.
Now, look, here's a question, and I hate to switch it back, but what would you like? What would you like to see more? Would you like to see Mises Moose, the Lucha corporate man Davey himself, or Lucha Davey on Mises Moose?
I want Lucha Davey back. I want him doing his original stuff. I really like that.
Now, do you like the corporate Lucha?
If I had to say which I prefer, I like them both. I like his original, Davey's original approach to things. I think the corporate is a beautiful spinoff and further just puts his brand out there.
Now, Joe, do you help with any of the website stuff on Haven.net?
I do not. I read the stuff on the website to learn.
El Pon is our graphics guy. The rest of that I handle.
How long have you been doing that kind of stuff, Eric?
Uh, I'm old, man. I literally learned how to do that site for Haven. I'm not technically savvy at all anymore. I have a great communications degree. Yeah, I can jog, shuttle, and edit VHS like nobody's business, but nobody's using VHS anymore. So I'm a tech dinosaur, brother.
Oh no. No. What about you, Joe? How long have you technically been doing stuff like visual arts, or have you ever done anything for websites with your visual arts?
Yeah, I mean, I've messed with WordPress a little bit, but one's ever seen or needs to seek out.
Now, do y'all do anything other than play champions in your spare time? Clearly, y'all both got families. So outside of, let's say, playing champions and spending time with your family, is there something that y'all enjoy to do? Like, I don't know if y'all have kids, maybe go see some ball games, or what do y'all like to do outside of the champions world?
Date my wife. We date once a week. We have different games and things that help determine where we go. We do a little rock paper scissors thing, and whatever one, two, three, shoot. However many fingers get put out between the two of us, that would be the number of bus stops or subway stops that we would take. Randomly get off and find something fun to do. That's how we explore and spend our free time. Really, it's getting out there and experiencing life. If I'm sitting playing champions, and it's not a feud, that's because that's what I'm doing to decompress for the day. There's often a misconception that champions takes priority over life. I'm telling you guys, you're probably just playing catch up for the big picture thing here. Once you get towards the end game, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The vast majority of us, outside of feuding or grinding out a few blitzes, we're probably less than an hour a day every day.
Whew. Joe?
I like to play poker, so I try to get to a casino as often as I can.
How good? How good are you? Come on.
I usually make money, so that's good. Not enough to do it professionally, but I have fun and I'm not broke, so it works.
Kind of like the professional tours?
I don't mess with tournaments. I don't have the patience for that. I like to just play cash games.
Oh, you mean
play for a couple hours?
When you say cash, the cash games, you mean on the DL?
No, I don't.
That boy Joe's sliding in the DMs like, "Yo, where that poker game at?"
I mean, if you know where one is, let me know. But
is that how it is? You see that red light on that poker?
Yep. You know it.
What now? On a real note, how often would you say you come ahead? Because, I mean, I know poker is super streaky. Yeah. Look, just talking about poker done got me all jittery again.
It's really not. Poker's not that streaky as long as you just have discipline while you're playing is the key. Don't play bad hands and don't overcommit to good hands. Gauge where you're at in the hand and be willing to.
What's
the part
you've pulled off? There's got to be. What's the best bluff you've been able to pull?
I try not to bluff, man.
Really?
If I'm gonna put my money in, I like to have the best hand.
Look, let me go ahead and tell y'all. If there's one thing I can't stand to do, it's not bluff, even if I've got something good. I don't know. This is me. I'm either all or nothing. You know what I mean? And
so what I'm hearing is that we should be setting up a poker game with you.
What I'm saying, y'all can set up a poker game, but there's always that chance, just like my boy Jim Carrey used to say. So you're telling me there's a chance?
So around the country in the United States, different states have laws around poker. Right here in Portland, where I am now, you can walk into a corner bar that's registered to play cash poker games. Depending on where you're at around the United States and the jobs that you're going for, like if you're going for stocks or investing, some of the interview processes for the big wig companies around here are they're going to give you $500 or $1,000. You're going to enter a poker tournament, and if you don't come out ahead, you're not going to be hired, because the ability in a poker game to forecast and predict and read your opponent's ties directly into the job realm.
Where is that? Because I feel like I'm a pretty good predictor at things.
Come to New York City, brother.
Oh, New York? Nah. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I tell you, though, somewhere that I would love to go is NOLA.
What's that stand for?
New Orleans, NOLA.
Okay, okay.
You know what? Have y'all been down there?
Yes, helped open an office down there.
Come on.
I've been to almost all 50 states, man. I've opened offices down to Alaska, all the way to the Florida Panhandle. The only one I haven't been at is Hawaii.
Ooh, Joe, tell me you've been to Hawaii, because like y'all literally complete opposites all night.
I have not been to Hawaii, but I absolutely love New Orleans, and I'm going there again in like 2 weeks. Yeah. Pretty excited about that.
Really? Welcome to DDS. What are you doing? What are you doing out there?
I have to go for a work conference, but I'll be spending my non-working hours at the Harrah's Casino on Canal Street.
That's awesome. Everybody meet there.
Dude, that sounds legit. How much you taking with you?
Well, I'm trying not to get robbed by people on the internet, so I'll keep that to myself.
Yeah. My bad. I was just, hey, what about some karaoke? Maybe we can meet up, do a little karaoke in NOLA.
You know what? Actually, there's somebody who's in the room right now listening, Lily Vega, who is supposed to meet me in New Orleans along with the Cox for some karaoke.
Nice.
So we may or may not stream that.
That is awesome. You have to, at least in the Haven room. Come on, man.
You got to do me a solid. When she comes walking in, if Lily comes walking in, you need to automatically have it queued up. So when she comes in, you say, there she goes. There she goes again. I'm telling you, dude, when I start karaoke and Simon Cowell comes out and be like, I want you. No, y'all don't think that? That's cool. Look, that's fine. But I mean, haters gonna hate, I guess. Look, this is what I want to get to before my hot topics. Before the hot topic is what we all been waiting on. You, Eric, do insurance, so I think you'd be pretty decent. Joe, I'm interested to see what you would think about. If you had a chance to be a Scopely customer service rep, would you?
I would, just because I've actually offered them to come on in and rewrite their training material as well as train their staff. I'm very proud of the company I work for. We have a 97% customer satisfaction rating. 5 years of my career has been dedicated to driving those results. I have 20 plus years in the professional training realm. I provide world-class training, including writing and developing and delivering it. They could use my support. I'd gladly come over.
Absolutely not. 100%. I have zero interest in doing that.
Real? I think it'd be kind of interesting, but I think this would be my problem. I've been in retail a good bit of my life, and it's like hardware retail. So my thing is like when people start getting smart, I say something smart back, but in a professional manner. And I think maybe that may escalate something sometimes. But then I feel like if you keep everything super professional, no matter how you say it, they can't really get but so mad.
I would agree. I expect people when they're voicing opinions to be emotionally charged if it's something that's really relevant to them. The goal of whoever's handling that is to not take it personally. You should take it professionally. And for the love of God, stay solution focused instead of problem focused. 90% of the responses I get back from Scopely support is not that. It's strictly focused on the problem, not the solution. That's on them.
Well, Joe, you think if maybe they gave me a chance to be a customer rep, you wanna step in too? We could tag team it?
No, but I'll be happy to send you a lot of messages and practice your ability to resolve my complaints.
I'm a very good resolver. I really feel like I'm a solution-oriented individual. So next time Eric needs somebody to talk at a seminar, I can resolve it super quick at the government employees insurance company.
Love it.
Just y'all think about that. My hot topics. This is super new, and I figured it'd be great for super dudes like y'all.
Let's hear it.
Eric, my ears have been burning, absolutely burning the last few days. I've been smelling something, dog, for the last week. And lo and behold, there's been another merge. The Louisiana Purchase of its day.
That's not me. Direct this to Joe, man. I'm just a member and an advocate of the family, ambassador.
What is this, Joe?
Mies could not be here because he really put in a lot of work on this. Some great folks. So the Haven family is expanding. We have joined forces with the Last Legion. So Mies worked very hard with Jason Sensation, Queen Belle, Lily Vega, all the leadership in the Last Legion. And we negotiated for a couple of different days and finally got everybody on board. So we're very excited to strengthen the Haven family coming after that top spot.
As a member, when I logged in that day and I saw what was happening, it was like Christmas. I knew a little bit about Last Legion just from their social media presence. I always appreciated their disposition. It was always positive, and everything about them really mirrored the whole Haven philosophy. I don't know if any difference is actually between us and them. So a merger is really just two people or two groups doing the same thing coming together. It was fantastic. I love seeing everybody in chat and getting to interact with them now.
And has everything been going pretty smooth? I'm sure there's a few hiccups when you're dealing with a major merger like this. I mean,
if there is, as a member, I haven't seen it, man. Council controls that stuff. Joe, go ahead. You guys have hiccups?
I thought we were going to have some hiccups, and to be honest, it's kind of shocking how smooth everything has went. I got to shout out Daxton, our stats guy. He has done a tremendous amount of work to incorporate like 300 additional people into his spreadsheet, and he literally did it in a day.
Shout out to Dax for sure, man. That dude works nonstop for us. Much appreciated.
Now, would you say that Lily Vega had something to do with everything running smoothly?
I don't want to give her too much credit. Everybody knows Lily, but she's a great gal, and she certainly helped the effort.
You like her or Jason more? It's a toss-up for me.
Oh, you're really putting me in a really awkward spot, but it's Jason every time. How can you say anything other than Jason?
No, because if you don't say Lily, you get a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. That's why you pick Lily. That's okay.
I always said, I love the Haven family, and I really couldn't see myself going anywhere else. But if I were to ever leave Haven, the only place I would have went Last Legion. So I'm excited to add them to the family because they are really a group of great folks, and I think we're going to do great things in the future.
Big things. Y'all gonna get big things popping and little things dropping.
The plan.
Yeah, what's great with a merger like that and bringing in 300 new people is it really does help rejuvenate you. If you got a little bit stagnant, you're like, cool, I'm good at performing at this level. All of a sudden, subliminal or not, you're really back in the game, proving where is it that I belong here. And the thing that I love about the Haven family is that, if life gets in the way and something happens and you can't feud real hard for a few months, all that happens is you get moved to another group of like people similar to you. You don't lose a spot in the family. It's on a meritocracy. Everybody earns exactly where they should be, and everybody has a spot always in the family. You can't ask for more than that.
So really what you're saying is y'all just living in the neighborhood.
That's it.
I feel that. I feel like Uselessness is kind of like that, except we're just like a cul-de-sac right now.
You can build it and they will come.
Right. Shout out to who is it? Who was it? Who was it that said it?
You build it, they will come. Kevin
Costner.
There it is. There it is. Look, Joe, when this merger was happening, was it fun watching the 300 people come on? Was it just like a holy crap?
We have a bot whenever you join the server that provides a little welcome message. And we had to disable this bot because you literally couldn't read anything nonstop. We sent the link to the server and it was at least 100 people in the matter of like 3 minutes joining the server.
So
it was pretty
were
crazy.
ready. They were ready.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Since we're, off that fact that, we've just made Bank of America join with Wells Fargo, I want to get to this second hot topic, and it's literally less than a day old, and I feel like I'm the only one that's going to say something, because clearly you guys are too busy saving the world one insurance card at a time or one poker hand at a time. And it's the VIP packages. Y'all hadn't seen any of them, have you?
I have. I mean, I said everything I think I had to say about that. It's either if you're in it, great. If you're not, you're not. Your house, your dog, your spouse, your decisions, man.
What about Joe? You hadn't seen anything yet?
I haven't, but I've never really been kind of a in the game. Like I've done a couple 30 pulls, never at the same time. I literally mean like 1 month and maybe 2 months later. I'm more of a buy a level up pack kind of guy, so it's a bit out of my price range. That being said, I have had the regular VIP now since the start, so I may the cheaper version of it.
So you're going to be getting shown, is what you're saying?
Maybe. I'm not yet sold on it, but I'm hearing a lot of good chatter and.
Well, I hate to tell y'all this, I got all three right.
Well, what I want to put out there for anybody considering it, right? If you want to get all of them and you do that renewal subscription type thing that's going to save you some money anyway, you might as well do yourself a favor. Load up your iTunes account or your Google Play account so that when you make your initial purchases, it bills to store credit, right? Because then you have a month again before it's going to bill. You might as well go online. I know you guys in your community here have a deals room, which I'm going to start populating. Black Friday is right around the corner. Why don't you buy some iTunes gift cards at 20% off to further the discount on top of these VIP things that are being offered, and continually look for the deals out there and save yourself the money if that's the route you're going to go.
Eric's own version of useless advice right there. Eric Kong. There it is. I forgot all about that thing. You're right. They do got a deal station. The deal zone. You go, it's not the danger zone. It's the deal zone. And
I'll transfer over everything from the site on there. I'd say that the Haven family does a pretty good job keeping the deals that are known open to the community. And some of them, like the 15% on eBay's, those tap out in like an hour. So it's just first come, first serve. Anytime anybody's looking to save anything, the website raise.com, raise.com, always gives you 3 to 8% off of any of the gift cards, including Google Play. You can sometimes stack deals on top of that. Keep in tune for that deals channel and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of the Haven family members will assist and help me in making sure that those deals get populated around. We might as well help each other save some money here.
And something else I was thinking of, you don't think Ebates does that, do you? I know they do like the box stores and things like that.
You might be able to tap on some stuff like that if your volume's high enough. I generally just stick to when things are 15% off or buy one, get 150 or something like that. Yeah. With Black Friday coming around, we can expect some deals of at least 20% off around.
Well, and Cyber Monday's what? The
Monday after.
Monday after. So yeah, I mean, maybe there's something good coming. Maybe some Christmas bonuses are coming, and hey,
we've got the known Black Friday stuff posted already, so we'll make sure it gets over. The best one right now is at Best Buy. Buy one, get one 20% off.
What, on cards?
On gift cards, but it's on Black Friday. So when we post them, we'll clarify, which ones are online only, which ones are in store only. There's always going to be a good mix available.
Now, I have a question, and I figured I might as well go ahead and ask. All this stuff's going on, and I want to know, since all this hoopla and good stuff's been coming, I don't know if y'all remember this, but y'all took about 4 or 5 seconds on a couple of those.
You got it. We'll send you a couple 10 million point feuders that sign up for vacation this next feud.
I'll just take you two. Y'all guys come up, we can have a ball, and then y'all go back and we live one happy. You know what I mean? Y'all down with that?
Yeah, I'll screenshot my score and send it to you. You got it to your total.
And I'll have my people call y'all's people. How about
Perfect.
that?
We'll set it up.
Oh, okay. If I set it up, just do like that country song says and let me down easy. You know what I'm saying? Look,
I report to council, man. No other way around. You can talk to them.
I'll talk to Joe. Joe's gonna be my go-to. I'm gonna say, "Yo, Joe, time to pop up."
Like I said, we vote on everything. So if you have the support,
my hand's already up, Joe. So you're welcome to it. But for real though, I do want to say I greatly appreciate y'all being able to take your time out of this day. Well, tonight, since we're all on the East Coast, Eric, you're like catching a flight to go to Haiti or something.
I have 9/24, man. I have no idea what time it is ever, which no problem staying up 24 the few times for 48 straight hours for feuding.
Now, I do want to say also, Joe, shout out South Carolina. I got relatives down there near Manning. Woot woot. I don't know if you know where that's at, but regardless.
I know where Manning is. Yeah, we're building a lot of houses there, actually.
Oh, well, see, there. I don't think you'd be building my aunt and uncle because I don't think theirs got hit as bad. But I do want to say it's great to know I got a few more neighbors around the community in case something goes down, especially with you. Something happens, Joe, I'm giving you a holler. And if I ever decide to get rid of my nationwide, Eric, I'm gonna be hitting you up. But I mean,
do yourself a favor and get a quote. You see how much you save, brother. It's probably a 30 pull or a 60 pull.
But it's like, do I go with the Lizard or do I go with Peyton Manning and Brad Paisley? You know what I'm saying?
You got to pay for Peyton Manning and Brad Paisley. The Lizard works for free.
I think with Peyton, you got to pay for the forehead. but anyway, that's off the subject. I do want to say that again. Thank you, Eric Kong. Thank you, Pop-Tart?
Let's keep this way. Pop-Tart. That's what I should have done said. Pop-Tart Joe from here on out.
I'm doing Pop-Tart. We got Pop-Tart Joe in the house. And he's not a toaster strudel, ladies and gentlemen. He might have the people strudel, but he's the Pop-Tart. And we have Mr. Geico himself. They call him the Lizard because he is the face. He is AJ Styles. He runs that place. Eric Kong with Mr. Geico. If you need insurance, he likes to keep everything separate. So call him on his personal cell phone.
Perfect. That's great.
I don't have that. Guys, thanks so much. I want to know everything that happens from here on out. I'll be sure to be looking out for a bot that does 100 times in a minute so I can delete it. I might just start going in and out just so I can see it so I can look like, hey, I'm doing something tonight. Doing something other than recording with two great people. I've known you for an hour. Y'all are genuine.
In all seriousness, man, thanks, one, for inviting us on to the show. Two, thanks for actually taking your personal time to do a show that reaches out to the community. You're doing this selflessly. There is nothing in it for you other than the fact that you want to do it and help the community. I think that's fantastic. For anybody that's listening, that's also in the same boat. You're content creators. You're out there. Find this Discord server, send somebody that knows one of us your information for your content creator, whether it be a YouTube channel, Discord server, whatever, so that we can put that on the havenfamily.net under the community resource page. It literally has everybody that's currently known. So if you're out there and you want to get more known, let us know. We'll get you on the site. You guys, thank you so much again for having us here. It's been fantastic.
And look, I want to go with that. I want everybody else to know, if you want to get in, if you want to get your faction on here, or if you know people might be interested, feel free to reach out to the Big Red Machine Stew Dog. His Discord name is Big Red Stew 85, which is capital BIGREDSTU 85. For all you youngins, we got the hashtag. And for all you older folks, we got the #, 2782. You could, if you wanted, don't know if you want to, because I don't like to talk that much, reach out to me, Jarv Nation, your boy, capital JARV, in the number 8, ION, hashtag 6301. Now, if you want to hear a recording of all, you can either go to youtube.com, go into the search menu, look for either Uselessness Meets, which is the official YouTube page of this, or you can go to Uselessness Jarv, which is Uselessness and then JARV. That's my personal account. It has all the shenanigans, has all the Uselessness Meet stuff, talking to these great people like Eric Pop-Tart, not Pop Art. You know how it is. And y'all also get to see the gym gods show me mercy and pain all at the same time. You're more than welcome to, guys. I really appreciate it again. Everything else, is there something y'all want to say? Y'all got 15 seconds each. You got something else you want to say? Shout outs to anybody.
I'm glad our lives have crossed paths here. We got to interact and meet. Very pleased with everybody I got to meet so far in the community. Let's keep it together and keep it professional, guys. Professional and positive.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks to Mies for not showing up and giving me this opportunity to on the spot hop on the podcast. So thanks.
Hey, Joe, we appreciate you being able to come up on this thing. Also want to let everybody else know that we will be having another thing called Useless Conversations, which is literally just that. You got 3 dudes who probably don't look the best and probably don't sound the best, but they're going to tell you what they think. Also want to say I'm sorry to Lily Vega and Jason Sensation for being muted during this time. Maybe we'll get y'all next time. Also, shout out to everybody else. Y'all people are great. Lucha Corporate Davey D in the house. God bless you, sir. I also want to thank him for letting us be able to use this. Hey, I want to hear y'all pull It's Your Boy. Can y'all pull the It's Your Boy out for everybody before we go?
It's your boy.
All right, Joe. Where's it at?
What Eric said.
Nah, Joe.
Oh man, it's your boy.
Nah.
It's your boy.
Yeah, it's your boys. Pop Tart, Eric and Jar. Signing off, y'all. Appreciate it.